yeah, I think there's a lot of people out there who are like me, of just like kind of like, how did you fall for this, while
Yeah.
still realizing that the scammer is to blame, not her. Some crazy stuff that happened yesterday. So apparently, there's an Apex guy. His name is Casper. He deleted his Twitter, so you can't actually see. He got called out by some Apex community members about lying, manipulating, harassing, and scamming. Okay, stories are literally insane. I've never seen anything like this. My story about Casperific. I don't even know where to start. Everyone was fake. Everything a lie. All right, I really hope that is song lyric or something, because a little melodramatic to start off with. It was around October 2020 I had met Casper, and we started off as any online friends would. The link below you can see when Team Liquid was introduced into my life. I received an email in March, 5 months later, from what I thought was Liquid Mora, an HR representative. Wait, that's so crazy, because there was an HR lady at TL named Mora. Let's see here. What's this screen? Mora Aronset. Good morning, Sarah. My name is Mora. I'm an HR rep at Team Liquid. We are going to be launching an all-female creator program here within the coming months, and had gotten a recommendation from Casper for you. I'm wondering if you'd be interested in that, and we can go over what it is if you have some time. Have a good day. Hope to hear back soon. Oh wow, so it's a fake website, teamliquidhr.net. That's not it. It's teamliquid.net, or is .com. I don't know. Don't get scammed. But that's crazy, because there was an HR lady when I worked at TL named Mara, like years ago. This guy made a fake email pretending that he's like some lady at working at HR who's related to Steve, because that's his last name, Aaron said. That's a good scam. Here's some extra emails if you're interested. What time are you free for a sponsored stream with It Takes Two? They reached out to us about it and thought I could extend an offer if you are interested. I'm getting the rates for you as we speak. That sounds awesome. Tomorrow after 2 p.m. is a good time for me. Let me know if that works. Sounds good. We'll probably schedule a front page slot as well. They're looking like they're offering a flat rate of $500. Would that work for you? So I don't understand. When the sponsorship doesn't come through, then what happens? You'll be getting some forms to fill out for the Alienware show match. No rush on them. Just have them ready before the show match date, which doesn't have a set time. Alienware should be sending you some goodies to show off before the match that you'll have to post/promote about. Okay, so this guy's crazy. I guess there's infinite emails about, should be getting some legal forms to sign. Please fill them out and return ASAP. But also throw in a rough ballpark of 4 to 5K month budget. Length of contract is still up for negotiation. So this guy pretended to be an HR representative and was emailing this Sarah streamer. I did a lot of activations for Liquid, including the ones above, but others that are not listed, such as Chick-fil-A, Space Jam, McDonald's, Fast and Furious, DreamWorks, Chipotle, Pirates of the Caribbean, Biomutant, Black Widow, Jungle Cruise, Suicide Squad, Harry Potter, Little Caesars, Clickbait, Wendy's, Call of Duty, Venom, Halo, SpongeBob, SquarePants, everything. We got it all. I was actually trying to say the Fairly Odd Parents rap in the beginning, but I forgot all the lyrics. Who didn't she get sponsored by? Along with social media posts, I was sent ad rolls to place on stream. What had solidified this was real was that he had sent me a real employee contract and invoice forms to fill out, recycled from when he had signed with Liquid Apex. I won't be linking the invoice report. Official Liquid members have confirmed it was the old forms sent to him. Official employee apps emailed. Please fill out for me and send back when you can, please. All good to go. Got it, Sarah. Thank you. Have Brendan show you how to fill out the invoice forms. Probably tomorrow, an invoice for all things that need to be reimbursed. Just to check, are you guys all set for Bob Mutant tomorrow? I am so confused right now. So she did all these activations. More activations, by the way, than I've ever done in my entire life. My fucking 10-year career, I've not done this many activations ever, man. What the fuck is going on? And I'm confused. Like, how does she even do it? Like, she's just... I have so many questions right now. What is happening? As me and Casper grew into best friends and we would spend the entire day interacting with each other online / over the phone, I was in Nevada for a year and a half. From morning, I'd wake up to a call from him, to streaming all day, to watching Netflix shows right after before sleep. Repeat, this is why I would want distance from Mara, her being HR, and my go-to consult about the little things that felt wrong. Had always calmed me down whenever we would argue / disagree. Every time I would be prepared to leave or want to change the duo stream, Mara's POV / history / her calming me down when our relationship was showing toxicity. A lot changes in your teens compared to when you're 38 with children. Lol. I was a couples therapist for 13 years though, so I've seen a lot worse. Trust me. I guess you could say I was in it for the tea. I'm joking, lol. I just wanted to help. Okay, that sounds... How the fuck can you believe that this is actually a 38-year-old person with children and relationship counseling experience. Well, I have a degree in human resources, so it's more legal work than social services. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Let's get to this point. Just keep your heads up. You guys are best friends, and from what I've seen, what you have is very, very rare. I'm always here to talk, but I can't wait to meet you in LA, Sarah. Just a couple more weeks. But remember, don't be scared. You guys are loved and wanted here. We'll figure it out. Don't stress about work at all. I don't even want you guys to think of it as work. We do this for you guys because we believe in both of you. If we didn't, you would know it. Just have fun. So, wait. So, this guy's obviously in love with her. Spending Discord fucking all day long and pretending to be another person. This is psychotic stuff. Like, pretending to be the relationship counselor on the other side. What the fuck, man? This guy is actually a psychopath. If I was on Team Liquid, I would actually be like... I would legit, like, feel scared. Like, I don't know what this guy's, like, unhinged. He's crazy. He's like manipulating her into being... in a relationship with him. Fucking crazy. Way weirder than I thought it was gonna be. Unbiased Mora, every concern I brought up was shut down. This is me trying to be a third party. There are a couple times when that Brendan would say something and you would entirely flip what he said into either something he didn't say or that he never even said. I think that a lot of that has to go with just being stubborn because I'm the same way. It's really only during times of peak emotions. I think if you have the same conversation when you're both level-headed, it would have been fine because he was trying to help and understand what you wanted the whole time. But because of the heightened emotions, it's hard to comprehend that. And I don't know your history, Sarah, but I have seen couples come in and the girl was confused that her boyfriend or whatever was actually trying to work with her rather than against because they're so used to being invalidated in their lives and relationships that they were used to being invalidated. Okay, this guy. How in the world could you read this email and think that this is a working professional in couples therapy? That it sends their brains into the fight or flight mode because they haven't been listened to before. These are like run-on, unintelligible sentences that are just, it's like literally a college student writing this shit, or like a high school student. That just comes down to lack of relationships or just being hurt a lot, and that's not on you. It's a growing experience because Brendan isn't trying to fight you, blah, blah. Okay, I see. So he's more gaslighting, craziness. Liquid was supposed to help me with multiple people that were harassing me as well, so I would report to Mora. Okay, I don't want to click on all these. This is just too much. This is too much. Other staff members and reps he impersonated. Richard with the Valorant content team. Hello, I'm Richard. I work with TL Valorant content team. I've met you before, Casper, when you were here, but I've not met Sarah yet. Is it not a red flag that this guy, every single one of them types the exact same way? This is the worst psychopath I've ever seen in my life. He doesn't even bother changing his typing style when he switches personalities. Mara notified me that you guys were not all quite filled in on everything. It's nothing too crazy, just going to be some pretty simple and funny clips we're looking for. I don't want you guys to have to be up so early as the time zone difference is a pain, but we do want to get both of you involved, so we're going to move it to Saturday morning. I'll follow up with you guys later on in the day to get a time. Another impersonation of somebody never capitalizing their first name ever. Is that not a red flag that none of them capitalize their name? Steve, co-CEO. Victor, founder/co-CEO. What is happening? Not to mention, okay, so he actually makes he just perma makes fake accounts. What the fuck? Where is Casper? Guys, where's Doublelift? This whole time that she's doing all these activations. Chick-fil-A, Space Jam, McDonald's, Fast and Furious, DreamWorks, Chipotle, Pirates of the Caribbean, Biomutant, Black Widow, Jungle Cruise, Suicide Squad, Harry Potter, Little Caesars, Clickbait, Wendy's, Call of Duty, Venom, Halo. She never got paid a single time, and she still doesn't think something's weird? Okay, let's keep reading. When I was in Nevada, living with my roommate, he also scammed him as he had purchased multiple graphics cards from Casper as well. Link below. I don't know if what he said is true or not anymore. Let's just read the story now. I had flown and drove multiple times to LA for work trips such as photo shoots and to fly from LAX. In an extreme case of November 2021, I had flown to LA from Nevada to comfort Casper because his dog Dexter had run away. I 99.9% believed this was a lie. We spent 2 days driving the streets looking for him. After I think 4 or 5 days, Casper said he was found right outside his complex, and some neighbors had recognized him and brought him to the front office for Casper to pick up in the morning. And she never asked for a picture of his dog? The dog, Dex? I don't know. Towards the end of my stay in Nevada, the pressure was on to get the apartment that Liquid had promised they'd pay for up to a budget of $2,500 rent. We had already been working with an apartment for over 5 months waiting on them. A lot of things in my life were on hold, thinking I was going to move within a week or not. Eventually, I had to move out. I was supposed to stay at my mom's mobile home for 2 weeks max. I was there for almost 2 months. I don't know how, but I was able to get accepted into the apartment, and that I'm now with a new hire letter that Casper had forged. I am unable to afford and unable to leave. I've never gotten more than 700 from Liquid. All this time has passed. My savings are gone from living expenses. In the link below, I had cut off portions because of sensitive information. Forge new hire letter to show apartment that I meet income verification. To whom it may concern, Sarah Barrera will be under contract and salaried at $6,500 a month starting. All this is fake. What the fuck? Yo, does anyone who works at an actual workplace, is this like a real thing? Or is this like, to whom it may concern, I am a Nigerian prince in need of reclaiming my lost kingdom? Like, I'm so confused. Is this anywhere close in the realm of like what is a normal letter to send? So it's not even her that just got scammed. The person at the apartment complex who let her in because of this forged letter is also paid for it so that he would know where she lived. But this guy spends literally 14 hours a day scamming her. I feel like there's like no... How does he make money? How does he make money?
Scoot over. You're missing... So here...
Hurry it up!
Here's the problem. So, right, he didn't just scam her. He scammed a bunch of people. And initially, I had actually heard about some of the scams. I had heard some of the scams, but I didn't know that, like, you know, how deep it was. And so he was going online scamming people by, like, selling SSDs. Like, he was selling, like... Or no, not SSD. He was selling graphics cards. He was... Be closer to the mic. Is this... Okay, so he was selling graphics cards to people. So he was scamming other people for money. He was scamming other people, and they were, like, buying stuff off of him, and he would never mail it out to them. And then I guess, like, this is my conspiracy theory. My guess is that he then spent the money on her to lure her into this trap. And then, you know, she's talking about how she is in this apartment now. She doesn't have any money. She can't leave. She's not dependent on him. And to her, like, this is not, I don't know, like, you know, she trusted him as a friend. But like, yeah, you're asking where he got the money. He started scamming a bunch of other people for money. So you could go to this guy.
Wait.
Okay. All right.
Finish the talk. All right. Let's see this love story and how it ends. Unfortunately, he had also dragged more people into his big web of lies for an upcoming closed Inved co-ed event in Valorant. It was myself, Casper, and Dichi, Goong, and Bailey. Never heard of any of these people. We worked our ass off, dedicated so much time to scrim together and compete in small tournaments until the announcement of the league. We started getting suspicious towards the end when Riot had delays. Val coached the league. Here's an audio clip of Casper to the team talking about why the league is being so delayed. Dude, if I knew somebody, and if even for a month, actually, fuck, I shouldn't, like, victim blame, but, like, honestly, this girl seems pretty young and naive, and she is a victim, and I don't want to, like, victim blame, but, like, holy shit, man, this guy seems like everything he does is plagued with delays.
Don't know, it sucks, I get it, but
he just talks and talks and talks and says nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay. Such a crazy web of lies. Somewhere in the deepest pit of his heart, I think this psychotic, manipulative, obsessive liar actually did care for me in his twisted mind. Yeah, I'm sure he wanted to wear your skin. Like, he definitely cared for you. Yet he would paint me as a bad person to others. For some, he would say I was using him. He has upgraded my PC setup, has ordered DoorDash for me numerous times, has bought me little things even though I said I don't get me it. I will be trying to sell the things he bought for me to try to crawl out of this hole. But even though we never dated, he wanted me for himself without actually telling me. No guy friends, no other duos, only Casper. He went as far as making up lies about others for me to stay away from them, or simply being jealous if I played one game with another male, or pretending to be other guys. I had later found out he had my Twitter password and had access for probably a while. What? This guy is a creepy-ass stalker that's gonna come fucking knock on her door one day in the night.
Okay, well, I was saying, so he was telling other women too that he could get them a spot on Team Liquid if they sent him photos. Yeah, he was just basically, this is like the like incel, the most extreme version of an incel, where he's trying to like lure women in by promising them opportunities and you know, he was impersonating being a TL staff, and then he was impersonating a bunch of other people on TL to try to make it seem really believable, right? Like the HR lady, or whatever. Like, I don't even think that person exists. I shouldn't say HR lady. He was just, you know, it's like the guy who creates like 10 million Facebook friends to pretend like this person is like real.
I don't understand how he got access to her Twitter password. Straight up, how did that ever happen? The switch of content creator to pro player for both Casper and myself on Valorant. He goes as far as to mention Victor reached out to It's Timmy to be on the team. Does she actually believe that she was going to be on Team Liquid Apex? Or what's going on here? Oh, on Valorant, my bad. Valorant. When I finally moved into an apartment, Liquid had said they would accommodate. I just realized, actually, it just mentally like switched my brain, like why this guy would pretend that there's an upcoming Valorant tournament involving her and Casper. And the reason why would be because he just wanted to play Valorant with her all day. And this is a very convenient excuse, like, oh, we need to practice. Get on. And like the whole thing, all the fake people involved, and even the fact that the tournament was actually happening at all is just a front for that. When I finally moved in an apartment, Liquid had said they would accommodate move-in essentials because I didn't have the money for it myself. Of course, the shipment never arrived. List of what was going to arrive. Every single thing that happens falls through or gets delayed. Crazy. Maura was supposed to help move and bring the shipment, but her father had coincidentally just passed. Father passed, and actual tracking numbers for a chair to stream in bed and a bed because to this day I've been sleeping on an air bed. Tracking numbers. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This wasn't the only legal tie I now have because of him. For our Honda photo shoots, I was under the impression I was getting a car and it would also look good with Liquid. We had spent the whole day at the Honda Center at this point, and then Casper ended up getting a car too, but towards the end of the day, the agent came up and said he couldn't lease it by himself. Casper had gotten so sad, I ended up co-signing. As of yesterday, he owes $2,000 on his car. I think he's made some payments, but I'm not sure. I also just found today that as I've been digging, that both of our registrations are expired. I was supposed to be under his car insurance as well, but I believe I've been driving without insurance for a while. I am creating this document and sharing everything because I don't want anyone else to go through what I have. I wish somebody had warned me, anyone. I was so cut off from everyone and was so scared of losing a close friend. This is my warning to you. Casper has been able to screw over many people because he's so genuine and caring and thoughtful, and he will stay on the phone for hours with you. He will be there for you when you are down. But I genuinely believe he has some sort of multiple personality disorder, and if anyone he sees he has come in contact with a female in the future, please warn her. He is Joe Goldberg from the show You without the murdering part. He is Joe Goldberg without the murdering part yet, dude. This is how you become Joe Goldberg. Did she really link? Okay, I was about to say, I was like, did she just link the You trailer or something? But no, it's actually another activation for You. He would use his status to invalidate. To validate and sway people, to be comfortable and then manipulate them. He is a very untrustworthy man. That is up for debate. Like, you could maybe look at this document and say, like, he's a little untrustworthy.
Peter, you've been scammed before.
I've been scammed before. Let me tell you guys.
And you've fallen for a catfish before, where you don't even know if that was a girl.
Yeah,
so let's just be honest.
But,
a lot of people could get scammed.
But I was not. Okay.
A lot of people could get
anybody
scammed.
can get scammed. Sorry. Let me just level it again. This is totally ridiculous, and I think reading this and knowing the people that I know, and even my chat, you guys probably wouldn't fall for this scam. But let's just say that this scam has a 99.95% failure rate, and he just needs to find one or two people to scam. And he is still the fucking villain in this story, and these are still the victims. Obviously, this person who did get scammed was way too naive. And definitely undeserving, right? Like, just because she's naive does not mean she deserved to have her entire life ruined for all this stuff. It sucks for her, and we can play both sides and say, like, yeah, I would never fall for that scam. You're kind of naive for falling for this scam. You're still the victim, and I feel terrible for her.
So I think, like, part of the problem for this is, because I actually went through this document already, is at some point he does send her things to make it seem real. Let me see. Did you go through all of the
I didn't click every single link.
Yeah, so he sends her stuff and pretends like it's from the company. So it seems like she's getting some of the stuff. And then, like, what I'm thinking is, You know, he's obviously scamming other people. So he's scamming other dudes and stuff and getting that money and then buying her gifts and buying her stuff to make it seem real. Let me see.
Look, I think like this guy Shyper says it's definitely not her fault. I think that it is, surely she has some part to play in this. Like could have handled the situation better, but I think like 95% of the problem is that she got fucking scammed by a scammer and a liar and a manipulator and someone who was putting a massive amount of effort into fucking her over and lying to her. So like, to completely absolve her of the situations and like, you know, basically just completely like blind and deaf to the whole everything.
That's what happens with everyone. Everyone
Yes.
that gets scammed, they ignore the red flags because something happens to them. You know,
Yes.
like romance scams in the United States. Last year there was a study, or not a study. It was like the IRS said something that like $2 billion of American money was lost to romance scams.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
And so this is clearly a guy who's obsessed with her and wants to control her life. And he thinks that his like connection to this esport industry, where she desperately wants to be a part of, is the way to like, you know, to like hold on to her.
But off stream, you were shitting on her last night. Like,
no, I was saying I think it's stupid. Yeah, I think a lot of these people who fall for this, it's like
Yes.
there's a level of believability, and for me, it's like it's already. Like, this is just so unbelievable, right? Anyone that is falling for it is it's like we literally watch the Tinder Swindler on Netflix. Tinder Swindler. Like, I would never fall for that, right? Like, I think that that's so stupid. But at the same time, I understand it. And there's a lot of people that do fall for this type of stuff.
I'm just pointing out that it's dishonest to say that it like she has no agency within this situation. She definitely does, but I still think, with that being said, the overwhelming majority of the hate, and like I would say like, yeah, pretty much like almost 100% of the hate actually should be on the scammer.
Yeah, no,
and we should feel kind of like sympathetic for her because she made a string of bad decisions. But like, she could make those decisions without the scammer involved, and it wouldn't be even 1% as bad.
Yes. And the thing is, I think for a lot of people who do get scammed, it's really embarrassing, right? It's really embarrassing. You yourself feel stupid. Like, I can't believe I fell for that. Like, man, what if only I was like a little bit smarter, or like I had a bad feeling in my gut, but I should have listened to my gut. A lot of them already feel stupid about it. And so I think it's nice for her to come out with this story and, you know, for her to be able to like warn people about this person.
Yeah. I actually respect that she put so much effort into this doc and was actually able to overcome the embarrassment of like, because she knows that I think there will be a subset of people who'd be like, you dumb, like fucking chatting spammers, you know, like, oh my god, how could you?
The other stuff.
It's ridiculous, man. Yeah, I don't think that she should receive any ounce of hate online. She should receive sympathy. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people out there who are like me, of just like kind of like, how did you fall for this? While still realizing that the scammer is to blame, not her.
Well, anyway, he scammed a bunch of other people too. Lulu Lovely is someone who, you know, he had contacted her a couple of years ago before, you know, she's really, really big now. And so she talked about how he, you know, the whole thing with sending her photos to him, that's kind of where that came from. And then he scammed a bunch of dudes. He's like literally scamming people, saying that he's gonna sell them this like PS5 or something. And it's just like, and you know, the people pay him and they never receive the PS5. So it's like he's scamming a lot of people.
Dude, I want to see if there's anyone else who had a extensive story like this. So, oh my god, there's even more that we didn't get to. Hold on. We got to pick up where we left off. I have cried every day after I found out. I've felt nauseous, suicidal, depression, fear, hopeless, sleepless to an extreme I've never felt before. And I hate to say this because Casper has used this for his manipulation and ruined this for people who feel this way. This guy needs to be in jail, man. Like, this is totally nuts. In the future, I hope I'll be able to look back and laugh at all the pain this has caused me. Below, I will link extras. Think about it. Some of this stuff, he was actually talking to himself. Okay, there's like 20 links here. I'm not going to click these. I'm sure they're all kind of the same tone. I want to end this by saying one last thing. I know when you read this from an outside perspective and all at once, it's hard to believe or understand how I overlooked so many red flags. Good acknowledgement of that. Please remember that all the information you just absorbed in one sitting, I experienced over the course of months and months. In between all these acts and fake conversations and promises were real memories and moments between Casper and I. Understand that this wasn't a random guy offering me a job opportunity, it was my best friend. Casper and I had already established some sort of love, respect, and trust for one another, or what I believed at the time. I trusted him the same way you trust your best friend. He was one of the only people in my life at the time that was close to me. Not only was he my best friend, but one of my only friends. And not only that, what Casper was once affiliated with and played on Team Liquid Apex roster. This is 100% true. I met Casper at that time, and to continue to think he had an affiliation with Liquid was not far-fetched. Okay. Actually, a very solid summary of this stuff. Actually, very solid. Especially because he kept his team email, team tag, and marks across all platforms. Yes, he stopped playing Apex, but said they continue supporting him at that time, given the fact that he had left the scene because of his dark mental place. You can see how many times Victor was supporting him and praising him for overcoming such a hard moment in his life. So I believe my best friend and was giving me opportunity I've always wanted through his connections with Liquid. However, I always suspected things were a little off. The only reason this information is coming out is because I had finally reached out to Nessface. I don't know what that is, but I'm guessing somebody associated with this. I could not have fathomed that it would be this, though. When I saw Hot6 tweet about him scam people for money and all the replies, I started to question his integrity. I started to wonder if he could do those things, then I don't really know who he is. And I started to double down and investigate things that I've always been suspicious about. I always thought it was weird what I was experiencing. No voices for over a year. I had thought it was to keep professionalism, or they would have give an excuse. But in order to believe these people are potentially unreal, I would have to believe that somebody was impersonating them. And how was I supposed to believe that it was my best friend? The same friend who has worked with Liquid for years. And if I wanted to believe that it was Casper, because who else would it be? That means I would also have to accept the fact that I was in danger every moment I spent with him. I would have to accept the fact that those days/nights where we were physically in the same space, I was sharing the room with someone who stalked, obsessed, and designed this entire operation to make me happy and have excuses to share experiences with me. Good summary.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Great summary.
That's what I was saying.
Great summary. Actually, my sympathy for her grew a lot in this very well written, I would say, and very understandable summary. You know, it's true. We are experiencing what she experienced over fucking a whole year or I don't know, somewhere around there, that ballpark, in 5 minutes, right? So it's just like red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. But for her, you know, these probably come few and far in between, like some really well-constructed manipulations. Crazy, man. That's totally sad. That is so sad, actually. Okay, let's go read the other shit. Wait, Lena, did you read anything else?
I read the Lulu Lovely stuff.
So I'm gonna read Nessface and then Lulu Lovely, okay?
I linked you the...
Oh, okay. Here we go. Actually, let's go Lulu because Lulu's absolutely massive. I've been waiting for this day to come. Back in 2019, Casper manipulated me by posing as Team Liquid staff with promises of joining the org. That if I did anything against him or stop being his friend, I would lose the offer, and said everything, and said everyone would think I was using him. He crafted a web of lies to ruin multiple friendships for me, trying to isolate me. He faked moving to Texas. He had multiple accounts to beg me to send pics for money, and just so much more when I thought of him as a good friend. I never spoke about it publicly back in 2019 out of fear, but I wish I did so that others would have known. I'm glad he has finally been fully exposed this time, and hopefully no one else will get hurt or scammed by him. Holy shit. Well, I kind of wish there was more details, but you know, honestly, this is probably such a painful and like not fun thing for these people to talk about that I don't in any way like blame them for not just like making their own Google Doc. Okay, let's see. What did Nessface say? Here it is. Why? I control F Casper, nothing shows up, man. Oh, what happened to the twit longer? It's gone. It's gone. No, the tea. No, the hot gauze. It's gone. What am I gonna do with my life now? Keep going. Here it is. Myself and the team have been receiving multiple DMs about people purchasing stuff from Liquid Casper and not receiving it. He isn't affiliated with myself, the team, or Team Liquid. I wanted to signal boost this so the community can take extra safety measures when buying from him. Casper put up a tweet of selling his PS5 and I took him up on the offer. We got up to me sending him the money and he hasn't been replying. About Liquid Casper. Hey, hope you're well. I've messaged Mendo in hopes of him helping, but messaging you as well just in case. Any chance you could help? Hey, do you know about Liquid Casper? I bought a PS5 from him and was wondering if he was legit. Hey, sorry for the super delayed response. Did everything work out? No, I'm fairly certain he scammed me, and honestly, I'm not sure how to go about this. He changed when he was going to ship it out and then lied on the day he did. So you could just scam all these people and like $1,000 here, $1,000 there, probably, and like you can just receive like no legal repercussions. I guess it's not worth going to court. Like it's not worth like taking someone to court over $1,000. These people are obviously, you know, bargaining for PS5s, so I'm assuming they don't have fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars to just throw at some case over this guy. The hassle is not worth it. Crazy. It's just totally nuts.
And then he's taking that money and creating the fake life with the other girl.
Yeah. Those fake PS5s were then used to make a fake life and relationship with the I actually forgot her name already. The first girl. Sarah. I don't know if you talk to the police and you tell them, hey, I bought a PS5 from someone off Twitter, sent him 1,000 PayPal cash. I don't think the police are going to be able to help you, man. I think they're going to be reaching for their guns real quick, but I don't know if, like, they're going to be able to help you. Like, what are they going to do, man? Go find him? He's, like, in another fucking state. Like, I don't think there's really anything your police are going to do to help you there. They're going to tell you, like, damn, sucks, bro. PayPal might help. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. All right, well, that was the Team Liquid imposter story. Oh, okay, someone has a Nest face twit longer. Oh, wait, what? Dude, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work. The last part of this saga. Nest face. Finally, I feel like I can speak about what happened with Casper. First of all, me and Casper were good friends, and once I started to notice manipulation, I tried to cut off contact with them, and then accounts started contacting me. I vividly remember sitting on the plane with Casper crying / hyperventilating due to the anxiety that was caused from this harasser / blackmailer that in the end ended up being him. He made fake OnlyFans accounts and would link them in my Twitch stream while I was live, trying to force me to send him nude / feet pictures by tagging people on Twitter saying I owed him. Over 40 fake accounts on Twitter and Snap, harassing and threatening me. This was just a dark period for me that I almost stopped streaming. I felt like I couldn't speak out about it due to fear and his suicidal threats. Looking back, I remember feeling like all the Apex community was on his side and that no one would believe me. At the time, I averaged maybe 30 to 40 viewers and not many people knew me. 7 months later, not NAE came forward and told me he wasn't my harasser and that Casper paid him to own up to everything. I finally had concrete proof, but Casper seemed to fall off, so I never thought this would happen to anyone else. I reported him to Twitter / Twitch with screenshot proof and nothing ever happened. You can send proof? Well, I mean, it really depends on how bulletproof the proof is, right? Like if it's like, you know, but like at the end of the day, I think if there's enough evidence, the person should totally be removed off of, especially Twitch. As he was someone who was partnered with on Twitch and a part of Team Liquid at the time, I felt I just didn't matter. I apologize to all that I could have helped if I had opened up about all this sooner, but in reality, when all this was happening, he was threatening suicide and had hundreds of people trying to console him on Twitter. I really felt trapped and just had to let it go. It's been 2 years and I feel like I've finally been able to trust some people again, but this really fucked with me mentally. He keeps doing this to women over and over again, and I'm afraid if we don't raise attention, he could manipulate someone again. Okay. True. You gotta speak about these people so that they don't continue to do what they do and that everyone knows. He is a danger to society, man. I am like actually actively worried for anybody who, you know, I mean, this guy's life is now in shambles. You know, his lies are finally being exposed. I don't think he's gonna be able to do his favorite activity, scamming, anymore. Maybe though. Fuck, man. People change their identities and they move overseas and they just try again.
They just keep spamming other people from other countries. That's what happened to the Tinder twins.
There's always a new sucker.